hidey ho stampers, Deb Valder here, your Fun Stampers Journey Coach, and today I'm going to show you how to do this, what we call an impossible card. But I'm going to show you that it's not impossible. It's really very easy to do, I've kind of adapted it so it can fit into a couple of different envelopes, and let me show you what I mean. So the card itself stands up like this when you get it, okay? You see it's got this. There are no pieces that are added to it. It's all one piece of cardstock, and I'll show you what I mean by that. When it flips around like this, there's your one piece of cardstock. It's not attached, it's just one piece of cardstock right here. So then when you go to open it, or I put it in the envelope like this so that they know, and then it just pops up and it's just really cute. They can leave it sitting on their desk. It's just an adorable little card. All right, so I did adapt it to a couple of different sizes, and I will have those over on my blog, so make sure you go get the free PDF over there. And make sure you subscribe to both my YouTube videos and to my new blog. And this is just a card that we're going to show you how to do today. I have made up templates so that it's just even easier. So the first time you do all the math to it, you're going to take and you're going to make yourself a template, and then you can just cut your cardstock that way. All right, so let me take in, we're going to actually work on this one right here. This is paper from our new collection, and that is in our new Spring into Summer catalog, this one right here. And the paper that I'm looking at is, let me just show you. It's right here. It's on page 27. It's this paper right here. There's 24 sheets in there. It's $16.95, but it's cardstock weight paper. It's awesome. So make sure you get that. So let me just show you this little card pack that I made. So this is the front side, and this is so it is two-sided. It is cardstock weight, and so it's better for your projects. They don't kind of, you make them and then they just kind of collapse. This is very heavyweight cardstock. It's very, very, very nice cardstock. And then here's our butterfly piece. All of these pieces are in there. You get 4 of each design. And this is the one that I used on the other card, and the opposite side is this one right here, which is what I'm going to use today because I'm using the new coffee set. And then there's our last piece right there. So those are our, they're 12 by 12 sheets. They're awesome. Absolutely awesome. All right, so the stamp set that I'm going to be using is called Coffee Helps, and that's also in that little mini catalog. And it does come as a bundle, so you do get the dies with it. I store them in our little journey pouches. This is our storage system, and what I do is I always cut out extras and leave them in here, so the next time that I go to do this, I don't need to re-stamp and get out my stamps and that. I've already got some pieces already set and ready to go. All right, so that's the stamp set that we're going to be using. And let's get started. You're going to need your Fun Stampers Journey trimmer, and I'm going to start with a piece of cardstock that's 4 3/4 by 6 1/4. But I do want to show you that I did make it in a smaller version. Here is the regular size version. So let me just show you. Here is this. These are our A6 envelopes, and we do sell these. It is, if your card can go through the postal piece right here, if your card can go through here, which ours does, you don't have to pay any extra postage on that, even though it is bigger than our regular A2 envelopes, all right? As long as it can go through this. Now, if you don't have one of these postal things, then you can take a piece of cardstock or a piece of like chipboard and just put a 1/4 inch hole in here, just like this. See, it's right here, a 1/4 inch maximum. So if your card can slide through there, you don't have to pay the extra postage. So this would just be right now 50 cents to mail this card. Okay, and let me just show you when you lay it down, and I would lay it this way, or you can just lay it this way. It does lay flatter this way. You're going to put it into this piece right here. This is our A6 envelope, okay, because people ask me all the time, you know, does it fit into a regular envelope? This is an A6 envelope right here. You fold it, and let me show you. It does fit through our postage meter. And it's, whoops, let me see if you can see that. See, it's good to go. Just slides right through. If you fold it and fold it this way, which you really might want to do, I'm not sure it's going to, whoops, I'm not sure it's going to make it here. Okay, let's just check and see. And I do this before I go to the post office so that I know it's going to, see, it's a little bulky right there. Let's just see if it goes through our meter. Oh, it does. No problems at all. So this would still be a regular size envelope. I do like to know that before I go to the post office. All right, so you can mail it so that when you fold it, it's folded the right way, just so that they know what it looks like, because if you sent somebody something like this, they might not know what to do with it. It's like, oh, that's pretty, and half of it's on the other side. So if you just fold it like that, lay it down, it did fold through there. Now let me just show you my smaller version. So this is the bigger envelope, and that goes with this one. And then here is my regular A2 envelope. You see how much smaller it is. This is my A2 envelope, and then here are the sizes for this one right here. And this one does, I modified it so that it did fit down into this little envelope right here. So I'll give you all of these directions on my PDF, okay? And we are good to go. So you're going to start off, mine is going to start off with the 6 1/4 by 4 3/4. And you're going to get out your cutting and scoring blade. The Journey trimmer is the best in the world, okay? And this is the cutter, this is the scorer. So the first thing I want to do is I want to take off my cutter, and you just slide them to the middle. What I love about this trimmer is that these little things that stick out on the top and the bottom are the pointers of where the blade is. And that's really important with something like this. All right, so we're going to go over to the 2 3/8 inch mark. So there's the 2 and 1, 2 3/8 inch. That's half of this piece of cardstock right here, and I'm just going to score. All right, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to turn it, and I need to make 3 cuts. Let me just show you. We're going to make 2 over here and 1 right here in the middle. So I'm going to put my cutter back on, and you do that by just sliding it to the middle and just popping it on. That's how easy it is. All right, so we're going to go to the 1 1/8 inch mark. So I've got the 1 1/8 inch mark right here. Now that's where these are very important. Let me just fold this a little bit so I know where the center is. I'm going to go over to the 1 1/8 inch mark right here. Okay, so there's my 1 right there, and there is my 1/8 inch mark right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to cut up to that middle piece right there. All right, just cut up to that middle piece right there. And then I'm going to go over to the 5 1/8 inch. Okay, so I'm going to go over to 5 1/8, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to go right up to that little mark right there. So now I have my score in the middle, and then I have my 2 cuts here. I have to make my cut right here. So I'm going to insert this back inside here, and I'm going to cut at 3 1/8. So I'm going to go over to, because that's half of this. I'm going to go over to the 3 1/8, and just cut right there. So now I have all of my pieces that I need cut. Now, I don't need it to be scored over here, but I'm going to tell you that by doing that, it's going to make these 2 cuts and this cut so much easier. So score all the way down, and then when you put your pieces on here, you never see those score marks. So I didn't want you to think that it's going to be like kind of wonky. If you look at it on the back, yes, of course, it's going to show that on the back. All right. So the next thing that we're going to do is I'm going to I'm not going to really show you how to cut these pieces right here. They're going to be, the measurements are going to be on my my blog, on my PDF. But I'm going to show you what I did to make it so easy for every other card after you get that one down, every other card. So these are the pieces that I pre-cut. All right, that is my my layer in the back. Okay, that's my layer in the back, and then here is my designer paper right up here. But what I did was I made templates for these. So here is my right back piece, and here is my right front piece. Okay, so this is my layers right here. So when I go to do this card again, all I have to do is lay this on my paper, trace around it, and then cut it out with my cutter. So that's what I did for that one, and then I have one for my left-hand side. Okay, so let me just show you what I mean by that. Here is my left DSP and my left back piece. Okay, my layer, and that is for the left-hand side. All right, so these are my left-hand pieces. These are my right-hand pieces. Whoops, oops, sorry. That's my left-hand pieces. These are my right-hand pieces. And you want to make sure, because this one does have a design, you want to make sure that they are going the right way. So make sure you make yourself some templates. And what I do is I keep those templates right in I don't put them in with my stamp set because I can use any stamp set with it. But these Journey packages right here, I have a whole file on all of my little templates. So I store everything in these little templates. I put a little label on the top right here, and then I go in there whenever I need the Impossible card. I know that I'm going to have my little templates in there. All right. I hope that makes sense. Maybe I'll do a video on that one. Okay, so here is, I've cut out a couple of them because you know me, I never do just one thing. All right, so let's just grab one of these and we're going to get going making our card. So the most important thing is to make sure that you don't glue everything onto the same side, because if you do, when you go to open it, it is going to be upside down. If you notice when I do this, this one's on the back, this one's on the front. But what I like to do is I like to actually open it. So the way that we're going to do that is to just put it together while it's open. So let's grab our crease tool, because you want to make sure you have good creases on these. Okay, and we're just going to start putting it all together. So this is my left side, obviously. Let's put that there. This is my left side, and I'm just going to start adhering my pieces to the left side, and then I'm going to take my right side and start adhering those to the right side too. I will start with this part. Okay, I'm going to use Easy Glide. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I am going to use because I want to make sure that it's glued down really, really good close to the corners. So I'm just going to take my craft glue and get really close to the edge. There we go. If you've not used our craft glue, you're going to fall in love with it the first time you ever use it. And I'm going to tell you, it's awesome. Alrighty, so there's that one. Super easy, super cool. All right, and we're going to attach that right away. This is how fast this card is, people. And it's not impossible. Whoever named it, you're crazy. It's not an impossible card. Okay, now I'm going to just lay this down. Now that I know which side it's going to go on, I'm going to, this is my back piece. Okay. So there's my back piece. And then we're going to take and do, and this dries so fast, it's so awesome. It's a little forgiving so that you have a little bit of time to kind of wiggle it around and really make it your own. Oops, I want to go to the right just a little bit. There we go. Oh, I just love it. And this paper is so adorable. Remember, even though it's in the mini catalog, it's while supplies last. So if we get toward the end of the quarter or the end of the period for when this is available, if it's gone, we had that happen with our last one. We ran out and they don't make anymore. So make sure you get yours before it's gone. I always tell you guys that. Open up that mini catalog and get your stuff now. There we go. See how easy it is with those templates? There we go. Alrighty, and then let's just add our glue here to the back. For something like this, I do like to use that kind of glue rather than my my tape runner. I guess just because it's easier. It's good to have a whole collection of our glue because each glue has a purpose. There we go. Alrighty, so that's all set. Now what we're going to do is work on this part right here. So I'm just going to set that aside to let it finish drying. I'm going to bring in my pieces that need to be stamped. So again, these measurements will be on my blog. Make sure you subscribe to my brand new awesome looking blog because it's just so pretty. I got a revamp from Amy Salona and she did such a good job. I love it. So grab my black licorice ink. We're going to grab the piece from this stamp set is so adorable. Wait until you see some of the things that I have coming with this. This right here is a little coffee stain. Here's some hot coming up from this. These are coffee beans, but wait until you see what I do with this. It's so cute. These little things right there, wait until you see. It's so cute. All right, so let's do the words over here. Okay. And then I'm going to do the words on this piece right here, since I have all of my stuff out here. Okay, a cup of happiness. So for those of you that are coffee drinkers, there we go. Alrighty, so let's put our black licorice ink away for now, and let's just start layering some of these pieces. So I have this one right here. I am going to use my Easy Glide on this one. And that one's going to get popped up over in the left-hand corner. So let's grab some of our foam squares here. All right, and that one's going to go right over here in this corner. And then we'll put all of these together. And then we get to work on that uber cute little coffee mug. All right, Starbucks, here we come. I'm actually a Dunkin' Donuts fan myself. Sorry, Starbucks. I like Starbucks hot chocolate. Alrighty. And I did these only 1/8 of an inch bigger. I like sometimes just that little hint of color, so I picked up some colors from the background, and this is just going to get glued right to the back of this. Oh, so cute. Isn't that adorable? So now all we have left to do is the little coffee cup. That's how easy this card is. And with those little templates and having you file them in your little containers, you have this card ready. I mean, it is like ready go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my little coffee cup. I did pre-stamp it, and like I said, these do have the little dies to go along with them. Yay for dies! Fun Stampers Journey has almost every one of their stamp sets have dies to go along with them. So I just cut that out. Now what I also did was I cut out a white one, same thing, and then I stamped a little bit onto the red. See this little piece right here? So this stamp right here, what I did was I stamped the white, I stamped the blue, and then I also stamped just a little red heart. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take and I'm going to cut out the little red heart, but I also have to cut out these little pieces right here too. So let me just grab my Detailed Pro shears, and I'm going to cut those out right now. So I'm going to cut out the top, and I'm going to cut out, see right here, I'm going to cut out the top, and I'm going to cut out the little banner right there. All right? And if you have ever seen any of my videos, you will know that many moons ago I used to do something called Scherenschnitt. It sounds like it's an awful word, but it is the most beautiful art of paper crafting ever. And one of the things that I learned on that was to make sure that when you're doing it is you move, see how I'm moving the paper, I'm not moving the scissors, and when you move the paper instead of the scissors, what ends up happening is you get much better rounded corners. It's just a beautiful art, and like I said, that was one of the things that I really took away from that, and it does work. So use your you cut from your scissors. Let me see. Move your paper, not your scissors. Did I say that right? So here I am, just leaving my scissors still, but moving my paper. And once you get the hang of that, it's awesome. So all I did was I just cut those two pieces off, okay, and I'm going to pop those up. And now I'm just going to take and cut out my heart. Ooh, that sounds terrible. I'm going to cut around this little heart right here. That sounds better. So we have our little heart ready to go. And now what we need to do is to just put this little guy all together. So I'm going to take some of my little mini adhesives here, and we're going to put those on the back here. So I can put one on each side. Add that to my cup. Now remember, if you are worried about the layers and going through the postal meter, okay, you can take and just adhere this to it, okay? So if this gets too fat for you, just take and glue it down with either your craft glue or your Easy Glide, but I am such a dimension person here that I just love when things pop up. All right, and you'll notice that this glue never gets stuck. What I mean by that is it doesn't, you don't have to like poke a pin in it, or, I'm not kidding you, it just is so awesome. Okay, so there's that, and now we're going to add just our little, so the only thing I really popped on this was the top. All right, and then just add our little heart right inside the heart, and that's just paper piecing. You know I love to paper piece. All right, and then this is going to get glued onto the top of this piece right here. Now, the reason I'm going to lay it flat to dry is because I am going to put some Journey Glaze on my heart, so that this is like really glossy. I don't know if you can see it in the video. Oh yes, you can. See, isn't that so pretty? It just adds a little bit more dimension because I'm all about the dimension, and I just think it's so pretty. So I'm just going to take and add, oops, let's take and glue this on here first. And I did pop that up, so I'm just going to take 2 of my medium foam squares here and put those on here like that. I've got some shadows in my my camera today because it's raining so crazy here. Rain is better than snow. No, I like the snow too. Okay, so there's that. So when it's all done, it looks like that. Okay, but for right now and for it to dry, I'm just going to take and I'm going to add some of my Journey Glaze and then let it lay flat to dry. And it doesn't take very long to dry. Isn't that so cute? Oh my gosh, that's so cute. Always take and slam. I'm waiting for the dog to bark. Just take and slam that down so that all the gunk goes down, and then you never have it get stuck. All right, so you don't need to take a pin to it. But anyway, that is our card for today. Here's one with the opposite side. That is the opposite side of the paper that I used right here. But again, it is the cutest little card ever. I'm going to let that one dry, but here we go. Remember to hop on over to my blog. Subscribe to my YouTube videos. There's a little subscribe button down there, but also click on the little bell, and then you will get the videos that will come directly to your email when I post them. And then make sure you subscribe to my brand new blog. I love it, love it, love it. Thank you, Amy Salona. You did an awesome job. You guys take care. Have a great day, and thank you for stopping by.